This is Group 8 coursework. I'm going to introduce the complex procurement, which is defined as, it is referred to as acquisition process that involves sophisticated projects or services with multiple technical, financial, and operational considerations. It typically encompasses procurement activities that go beyond simple purchases or standard procurement procedures. Complex procurement involves a higher level of complexity and challenges due to various factors, such as project size, technical requirements, stakeholder involvement, legal and regulatory frameworks, and the need for specialized expertise. According to the article by the World Bank titled Complex Procurement, Definition and Challenges, complex procurement refers to the acquisition of goods, works, and services that involve multiple interrelated dimensions and require sophisticated technical, financial, and operational analysis. These definitions highlight the key elements of complex procurement, including technical complexity, financial value, multiple stakeholders, risk factors, and the need for specialized who discusses the complexities associated with the procurement and implementation of 4 Chinese financed infrastructure projects in Uganda. The projects are the Isimba and Karuma hydroelectric power stations, the Entebbe Expressway, and the standard gauge railway. To manage the complexities associated with the sourcing and implementing these projects, the authors suggested the following strategies. The authors argue that effective management of these complex projects require a comprehensive approach that takes into account stakeholder engagement, compliance with legal and regulatory frameworks, procurement strategy, financing and debt sustainability, and local capacity and skill development. The article, despite hydropower supply, most Ugandans report lack of electricity by Kakumba, which discusses the complexities associated with the procurement and which discusses the article by Kakumba discusses the complexities associated with the procurement and implementation of energy projects in Uganda and the challenges of ensuring that electricity is accessible and affordable for all citizens despite a reported hydropower surplus. To manage complexities associated with sourcing and implementing energy projects in Uganda, some strategies that could be employed include prioritize off-grid solutions. This is given challenges associated with extending the national grid all areas of the country, a focus on off-grid solutions such as solar energy. Then also we have developed a comprehensive energy policy. A comprehensive energy policy should be developed to guide the procurement and implementation of energy projects in Uganda. The policy should take into account issues such as pricing, regulations, environmental sustainability and should be developed through processes that engages all stakeholders. Then we embrace renewable energy sources given the environmental and social impacts associated with the large-scale hydropower projects, which focuses on the renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and Yes, it focuses on the renewable energy sources such as solar.
Well, in addition to what my colleague has said, among the other strategies we have to enhance capacity building. Capacity building is critical for ensuring that local communities are able to participate and benefit from the energy project. This could involve training programs to develop technical and managerial skills, as well as programs to build the capacity of local business and entrepreneurs. The following also are the complexities associated with the procurement, the projects and the programs being discussed in the Chimboa article. We have high costs, that is a strategic misrepresentation of the project cost due to political interest of the Uganda government during the feasibility phase. Also, opposition from local community, various social environmental groups, and international non-governmental organizations due to indoor planning involving only a few experts and professionals. Also, among the complexities, knowledge gap regarding risks. There are delays due to corruption, cases like related charges against key officials, abuse of office. We also have complexity of information and data disclosure, inadequate legal and financial support towards the technical capacity building. We have an uncovered gap between the principles, policies, and practices and economic practices. Then we also have poor planning that unnecessarily prolonged the dam construction. In addition to that, we also have lack of consultation when developing social and environmental mitigation planning budget. And lastly, we have lack of organized coordination mechanisms for the administration of the area, as well as various stakeholders' interests led to disputes and conflict handling management.
Okay, to pick up from where my colleague stopped, these are the complexities associated with sourcing and implementing Bujagali hydropower project from strategies that could be employed, and these include conducting a thorough environmental and social impact assessment. The author argued that thorough environmental and social impact assessment is critical for identifying the negative impacts associated with the project and ensuring the impacts are mitigated. They suggest that they should include engaging the local communities and the social organization, ensuring that their concerns are adequately addressed. The other point is ensuring transparency and accountability. Kakumba emphasizes on the importance of transparency and accountability in procurement and implementation of the project. They suggest that this should involve engaging with all stakeholders and also providing regular updates on the project progress and any changes to the project scope or design. Also, the other point, addressing the issue of the project finances. Here, the author notes that Bujagali hydropower project was financed by a combination of public-private sector funding and suggesting important to ensure that the financing of sustainability of the project generates sufficient and also revenue to repay for the project. I would also call in my other colleague to take over from there. Furthermore, Enhancing the local capacity building and skill development. The author argues that the project should be used as an opportunity to enhance local capacity building and skill development through training and employment opportunities for the local people and transfer of knowledge and technology. The other point, developing a comprehensive stakeholder engagement strategy. The author suggests effective stakeholder engagement is critical and ensuring that project meets the needs of the local communities and the potential negative impact are identified and addressed. He furthermore suggests that this should include engaging with the communities, civil society, organizations, and the local authorities, and that is, it should be done and transparent and in an accountable manner. The other point is the overall effective management of complexity associated with sourcing and implementing the Bujagali Hydro project. It requires a comprehensive approach that takes account thorough environment and social impact assessment, transparency and accountability, project financing, legal capacity building, and skills development, and a comprehensive engagement. And below are the complexities are found in the article. Employees within the supply chain did not believe in the vaccines. Need for vaccines and strategies being employed, leading to vaccine hesitancy, increased infection, and public fear. The other complexity, poor supply chain knowledge, visibility, and status led to challenges of supply distribution and vaccine efficiency. Another point, speed to vaccinate and achieve herd immunity, hindered by the public lack of trust of government, misinformation, and government's urges to vaccinate without sufficient information transfer. Another one was lack of information provided and available and not using suitable communication channels allowed anti-vaxxer and vaccine substitutes to create fear, distract, panic, and hesitancy. Another complexity, misinformation. The author says vaccines provide no extra cover and make individuals impotent. West using Africa to vaccinate, trust of government and public health system, to mention but a few. I would like to invite my other colleague to take us from there. Strategies, below are the strategies according to the article by Dr. Ndihura about the vaccine supply chain management during COVID-19. Among the strategies we have protection of the health and safety of employees within the supply chain through accurate information sharing. Below are the strategies. Protection of the health and safety of employees within the supply chain through accurate information sharing, training, supply of PPEs, and welfare checks will build confidence in the vaccines and strategies, and the employees become influential advisors to the public, reducing fear factor and vaccine hesitancy, also reducing their own health risks. Another strategy, public and private sector should establish effective communication channels to share information, updates, challenges, and related to supply chain. Another one is utilization of private sector actors such as religious leaders, community leaders, business leaders in conjunction with the government would address many concerns. The other factor is government acknowledgement and identification of private sector players that significantly support supply chain challenges previously experienced, including air freight and companies with cold storage facilities and redistribution that could handle delicate vaccines safely and efficient. From there, I welcome another host.
Strategies continued. Protection of the health and safety of employees within the supply chain through accurate information sharing, training, supply of PPEs, and welfare checks will build confidence in the vaccines and strategies, and the employees become influential advisors to the public, reducing the fear factor and vaccine hesitancy. We list also indulging their own health risks. Government acknowledgement and identification of private sector players that significantly support supply chain challenges previously experienced, including air freight companies with cold storage facilities and other distributors.
According to the vaccine supply chain management implication for reforming supply chain policy and practice in pandemic times by Ndohura. Strengthening supply chain governance. They also suggested that the effective supply chain governance is critical for ensuring that vaccines are distributed efficiently and equitably. Enhancing supply chain coordination. They also argue that effective coordination between stakeholders is essential for ensuring that vaccines are distributed in a timely and effective manner. Improving supply chain data management. They also suggested that effective data management is critical for ensuring that vaccines are distributed efficiently and equitably. Also, strengthening supply chain infrastructure. They also urge that effective supply chain infrastructure is essential for ensuring that vaccines are distributed efficiently and effectively. Also, there is enhancing stakeholder engagement. They also suggested that effective stakeholder engagement is critical for ensuring that vaccines are distributed efficiently and equitably. Overall effective management of the complexities associated with the vaccine supply chain management during the COVID-19 pandemic requires a comprehensive approach that takes into account strengthening supply chain and governance. Also, the article Procuring complex projects ensuring the competitive dialogue by Hosen 2014. To manage the complexities associated with procuring complex projects is using the comparative dialogue. The following strategy should be employed. That is, establishing a clear procurement strategy, whereby also suggested that competitive dialogue process should be involving developing a clear understanding of the project requirements. Also, engaging with stakeholders. They also suggested that engaging with stakeholders is critical for success of comparative dialogue process through ensuring transparency and fairness. Also, to manage the risk, whereby they also suggested that comparative dialogue process is so critical by developing mitigation, monitoring, and managing risks throughout the process. Furthermore, by the article complementary on COVID-19 vaccine by hesitance in the sub-Saharan Africa by Kabakama 2022 suggested that to manage COVID vaccine is through community engagement, whereby community is critical. Vaccine hesitant should involve working with community leaders and engaging in dialogue. Also, addressing the misinformation. Also suggest that addressing should be critical for vaccine hesitance. This should involve providing accurate information about the vaccine through trusted sources, ensuring equitable access. They also suggested that ensuring equitable access to vaccine is critical for addressing vaccine so to the population, including those in remote or hard-reached areas.
More to the strategies of addressing these challenges. The writer highlighted addressing vaccine delivery and distribution challenges, where the author suggested that addressing vaccine delivery and distribution challenges is critical for addressing vaccine hesitancy. This should involve addressing logistical challenges in vaccine delivery and distribution, such as cold chain requirements and ensuring that vaccines are delivered in a timely and efficient manner. In a nutshell, managing COVID-19 vaccine resistantly in sub-Saharan Africa requires a comprehensive approach that takes into account community engagement, addressing misinformation, building trust, ensuring equitable access, and addressing vaccine delivery and distribution challenges. These are summaries of the different papers that have been used to come up with this write-up. This has been Group 5. We look forward to a good deliberation on our work. Thank you.